a number of questions for you, Secretary of State, and thank you both for making the time to attend the committee today. I just want to pick up on where you left off with my colleague Mark in regards to how proud we should be and how we've turned around PPE. Ayinda Capital Limited secured a £252 million deal to supply PPE for us. I wonder, and it's quite a long question, but I'm going to break it up for you. I wonder how many masks were we expecting for the amount of money we were paying, £250 million. Aventus Solution Limited was awarded £18.48 million contract on the 12th of May to supply garments for biological and chemical protection to the NHS. I just wondered, because according to Company House, up until the 30th of June last year, its net asset, this company, was £322. And I just wonder how many garments have been supplied and how many garments have been ordered. And Secretary of State, the design. Well, there's three companies. I want to put them all together that I've picked up.
Can we just establish whether the Secretary of State...
I'm not going to be able to answer these questions. And the reason is that the PPE buying effort was an absolutely mammoth effort. And it was conducted at extraordinary pace.
But Secretary of State, I think this is vital because you've said that we should be proud
of how we turned around
PPE. So in order for us to be proud and to learn the lessons, I think it is really important that we try and establish what was done and why. So there was a design company, Lux Lifestyle. They were awarded £25 million to supply garments. And the pest control company, not a manufacturer, a pest control company, PestFix, was awarded a contract of more than £108 million for PPE. So I think if we are to be proud of how we turned around the PPE situation, then surely, Secretary of State, you should be able to let us know how many bits of PPE have been ordered, how many have been delivered, so that maybe we could share in that pride.
Yeah. We have now procured over 30 billion units of PPE, including 3.7 billion units of PPE contracted for through UK-based manufacturers. We've delivered over 2 billion items of PPE to over 58,000 settings. Now, that was described by the head of the army as the biggest logistical exercise he had seen in his 30-year career. And I am absolutely going to defend my team to the last from individual complaints about individual contracts, because we needed PPE on a scale never seen before, and we absolutely contracted with people who we thought were could help us in that task. And when you take high-risk decisions at speed in order to deliver a target, then of course you do a reasonable amount of due diligence. But I will defend the people who made decisions, even if those decisions in hindsight turned out to be wrong, because of the massive task at hand. And I think in the politics of this, it's really important that we don't use perfect hindsight to try to complain about some of the civil servant decisions when they were under instruction to get PPE so that nurses and doctors and social care workers on the front line could be adequately protected.
So can I be clear that I'm not complaining about the civil servants? What I'm trying to do is get some factual information so that we can learn the lessons, because we are still expecting to have a number of people that were infected by COVID-19. And as you said, we will need many millions of PPE going forward. So it's really important if we're going to learn the lessons. Do you think, Secretary of State, that you'll be able to supply this committee with the information later on when you've got time to go through the questions that I've raised? That would be really useful.